Hi everyone, I thought we'd do a little interim room update because I know how much you're all enjoying watching the progress. We have painted the ceiling and the back wall. I think this is called Mouse's Back. It's either called Mouse's Back, Elephant's Back or Mole's Back. I can't remember and I can't be bothered to go and get the thing. But we basically had a Farrow and Ball consultation, which I've wanted to book for years, and loads of people that I knew had had it done. They were like, you've got to do it, it's brilliant. So I booked that. It was 195, but you get a voucher for 50 quid off your paint. So I'm calling it 145. Does that work out? Yeah. And I thought that it was brilliant. It was really, really useful. We didn't just do this room, we did loads of other rooms that need redecorating, and I thought, well, we may as well change the colour. And I'm really pleased with this colour. So the doors aren't going to be that grey, they're going to be the same colour, they've just been primed. And the ceiling is that colour as well. And what was quite good is when the primer went on, or the undercoats, it was really white. And it was so interesting to see. I think I've got some photos of it, so I'll pop those in. But it looked so horrible in white. It looked really clinical and sterile and, I don't know, just cold. So I love this colour. It's not quite the colour that I expected, and I just don't think that you can ever tell from, even if you have a big piece of paper, you can't really tell how something's going to look. But we knew that we didn't want a really light colour because the dark actually frames the outside more. It makes it look more like a sort of, you know, like a cinematic movie screen. But yeah, couldn't be more happy with it in here. I think it's looking great. The heating has been connected up to the oil, and so that's all working. What else can I tell you? The electrics have been done, so I will show you that when it's dark, because obviously it won't make any difference now. And all of the power points are in, although one of those needs changing up there because it's the wrong one. And we went for just these sort of like dark black ones, like metallic, don't know what you'd even call it, gunmetal or something. Mainly because we have those through the rest of the house. I did kind of want brass or like a goldy colour, but then I thought, you know what? Life is just too short to be changing all of the light switches and plugs in the whole house. There were a lot of light switches and a lot of plugs, and I thought, I don't actually care enough. Do you know what I mean? I do care. I care what things look like, but I don't care that much because I just want to live in my bloody house. I just want it done, and I don't want to spend however many thousands of pounds that would be to change all of the things. So I went for the same, which I've never really liked in the rest of the house. So, you know, whatever. You just do these things, don't you? Well, look, that's it for now. I'm going to come back when everything's been sort of finished and the skirting board's gone on. I think that's it. I think there's nothing left. On the outside, the Corten steel cladding has got to go on. So they've measured up for that. And they're sort of forming it, or whatever they do, into the pieces that will go flush with the building. And then the living roof, the sedum, I think has to be done after the frost season now. So I think that will probably go on in the spring, but it doesn't really have any particular function really, other than to look really nice. So the roof is perfect without it, that's fine. Okay, let's go and take a look at this new building, which is now finished on the inside, pretty much. It's a really dark day. So I'm going to close this door so I'm uninterrupted. But look, how cool does it look? I'm so pleased. So we'll start in this corner. The weirdest, oh, by the way, this is now going to become, for the next 6 months, basically furniture graveyard. All of the furniture that has been in storage since we moved from our last house is probably just going to end up in here. Like that orange chair, which was Mr. Bear's chair, and it's been at an upholstery place for 2 years, but we couldn't really decide on the fabric, and now it's back. And it was being reupholstered because Mr. Bear wrecked it with his claws. But you can tell he's really missed it because it's been back for about 24 hours and he hasn't moved. So that's coming back in, and then all of our old dining chairs and our old dining table. And we're going to see how it looks. Hopefully it will look amazing and it will fit straight back in. You can tell I lead a very quiet existence in the country because whenever there's a helicopter or something, I have to go and see what's going on. It's never anything. But you know, nothing else ever happens. So yeah, we're going to see how that looks, and hopefully it will look great, but if it doesn't, then obviously we'll have to find something else, like an old farmhouse table or something like that. But because the room is so modern looking, I don't really know what to do, whether to go really, really modern with furniture, which is what we've already got, which is great, or just try and tie it in with the rest of the house. Who knows? What I do know is that we need to get some rugs and some furniture in here, because otherwise it's very, very echoey. Echo. You can see that we've had it painted, and it's the same colour on the ceiling and the walls, and that is Mouse's back, or Mole's back, one or the other. Mouse is Mouse something. And we had all of the woodwork and the walls and the ceiling done in the same colour. Now I am going to do another video. This is just an update because it's not actually finished. The outside isn't finished. It's got to be clad and there are bits and pieces to be done. So this is not the last time I'm going to talk about this, because lots of you had questions, and talk more about the windows and show the windows in action, the doors and the tiles, and just a couple of things, you know, like some of the choices that we made, because there have been lots of questions about them and I want to do a proper video. So this is just an update, but look at this. It's almost like we planned this, but we didn't. So I invested in this painting earlier on in the year. She's an amazing artist. I will link to her website below. And it was supposed to go in a different room. But when we had this painted and it looked slightly different to how we expected, but we loved it even more, we suddenly thought we were supposed to have a lenticular there that lights up, which is in another room. It's a Superman one. And we thought that would look really cool. And it would have looked really cool. But we suddenly thought, that painting is made for in here. The colours are amazing. The frame ties in with the frames of the windows. It's just perfect for here. I'll give you a better shot. So we are very, very pleased with how that has turned out. So it really ties in, look. And just looks really sleek and modern. And also, you know, it's a painting that deserves to be seen. This is my favourite part of it. In fact, I love every single wall, which is weird, isn't it? Because normally you have like a favourite spot. But I love this wall because it's part of the old house. I love this wall now because it's got my amazing painting on it. Does that look wonky to you? No. I love this wall because it's just got the most amazing view of the garden. And I can see Barry the Iron Giant. And it's unfortunate that all the leaves have fallen off the trees just as this has been finished, really. And I love this wall because I can see onto my new terrace. And when you're further forward, you can see up that bit of the garden and the lovely wall and the fig tree. I couldn't be more pleased. Once the outside's finished, it will just be like it never happened, and it's always been here. But it feels like it's always been here already. Obviously, quite a lot of gardening and landscaping stuff to go on there because there's been a lot of disruption and digging and what have you. But really, I feel like it's not that bad, is it? I don't think I'm even going to returf that. I think I'm going to have, I don't know whether you can see how it's sort of dirt, just overturned soil. But I think that I'm going to have like some kind of ground cover instead of grass. There's a lot of stone there, and I feel like it needs to be broken up somehow. But it's all very cinematic, and only since we've had this chair plonked in, we've just been sat and looking out the window and just thinking, this is just amazing. Like, you can see all the trees, and there are lots of really, really tall trees around, even though they don't look as majestic as they normally do because they've got no leaves on them. But just sitting in here just feels incredible. So that's the update. It's not finished, but we're getting there. And leave me any questions that you've got, and I'll film the final sort of what we did, how we chose stuff, how it went, anything that I would not have done again, things that I would do again. Let me know what you want to know, and I will put that in the final video. Anyway, I've got to stop filming because it's so echoey, it's driving me a little bit mad. But yeah, hope that you're enjoying these updates, and I'll see you in the next video.